Hi! In this lesson, we will learn everything about question words and how to ask questions in Spanish. Are we ready? Let's go! First, I want to talk about yes or no questions, las preguntas sí y no. There are three patterns for these yes and no questions. The first pattern is you need a conjugated verb, a subject, and other element, or a conjugated verb, other element, and the subject. Or third option, subject, conjugated verb, or third element, or another element. The first one, notice conjugated verb, practica, subject, Marcos is the subject, and other element, deportes. Practica Marcos deportes? The way we make this statement into a question is by raising our emphasis at the end. So as you notice, it goes like practica Marcos deportes, and then it goes up at the end. Next, we have conjugated verb, practica, other elements, deportes, and then subject, Marcos. Okay, we know this. Practica deportes Marcos, same. Practica deportes Marcos, it goes up at the end, and that's the way that it's understood as a question. And why do we do that? Well, because we don't have question words. So we are asking the question with the tone, this tone that goes up at the end. And then, Marcos practica deportes. Again, Marcos practica deportes. So again, it's this tone at the end that says, hey, this is a question. There's no question words, but it's a question. And notice these questions. The way you are asking for the information is really technically asking for a yes or a no. So, ¿practica Marcos deportes? Sí. No. So, answer a yes or no question by saying sí and add more information. For example, sí, Marcos practica deportes. To say no, no practica deportes. That's how you would answer. Yes or no, and maybe add some more information, right? But it's always a yes or a no. Ok, vamos a continuar. Las preguntas de confirmación. So, confirmation questions. These questions, when you're asking these, you already know what so you're asking something you already know, you just want a confirmation. Notice this. Los lunes y los miércoles tenemos clase de español, ¿verdad? Same. So, notice how los lunes y los miércoles tenemos clase de español. And then at the end, ¿verdad? It goes up. And then you're just asking for a confirmation. It's like, I know that we have classes, but just to make sure, we do have classes those days, right? Okay, and yes, verdad means right in this case. Luego, la comida mexicana es buena, ¿no? La comida mexicana es buena, ¿no? Same, the no, it's like this raised in tonality. You're gonna raise your tone at the end to make sure that people know that it's a question. So, la comida mexicana es buena. No. And no, it can seem a little tricky because no means no, right? But in this case, no, that means no. It actually means right. It's just the way it is. We use these two questions, these two words for confirmation questions. Verdad, right? And no, which means, in this case, right. Isn't it? Something like that. Let's cover the information questions, which in Spanish are called Preguntas de información. And why do we call them that? So here it is. When questions are asked using question words, they require answers with more information than a yes or no statement. Notice that all question words require an accent mark. So that's very important, because if you don't add the accent mark, it can mean something else. Okay? So for now, just remember all question words have accent marks in Spanish. So let's see them. Let's see how they work. So, ¿a dónde? To where? So, ¿a dónde vamos? Where are we going? Where are we going to? Something like that. ¿A dónde vamos? ¿Cómo? How? ¿Cómo se escribe tu nombre? How do you spell your name? ¿Cómo se escribe tu nombre? ¿Cuándo? When? ¿Cuándo estudias? When do you study? You could say, ¿cuándo estudias español? When do you study Spanish? Or for your Spanish class. Para continuar, ¿por qué? So, why? ¿Por qué? Notice it's two words, right? Tenemos que, what? ¿Qué hora es? What time is it? You guys know it, right? ¿Qué hora es? What time is it? ¿De dónde? From where? ¿De dónde es la profesora? Where is the professor from? ¿De dónde es la profesora? ¿Dónde? Where? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Where is the library? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Notice that this slide, it's a little bit more, how can I say? A little bit more dense, but there's a reason. Let's get started and I'll explain to you. So, ¿cuál en cuáles? Can you already spot the reason why it's more dense? Well, because ¿cuál en cuáles actually require agreement. And which type of agreement do you think it requires? Yeah, singular and plural. So, ¿cuál? Which one? ¿Cuáles? Which ones? So you use them according to your context, right? If it's singular, then you use cuál. If it's plural, then you use cuáles. ¿Cuál clase prefieres? Which class do you prefer? ¿Cuáles clases prefieres? Which classes do you prefer from all of the ones you're taking, right? Then we have quién and quiénes. Again, we have two versions, right? One, which is used for singular, and the other one is used for plural, quiénes. Who, singular, who, plural. In English, it doesn't matter, but you still need to know that if it's a singular person you're referring or you're talking about, then it's quién. Or if it's plural, then it's quiénes. Let's see the examples. ¿Quién es tu profesora? ¿Quién es tu profesora? So we're talking about one professor. ¿Quiénes son tus profesoras? Notice profesoras plural, then quiénes needs to be plural. Like who, plural. Who is your professor? Who are your professors? In English, we just pointed out that it's plural with the verb is and are, right? Okay, now let's pay attention to cuánto and cuánta. Notice that both mean how much, but one is masculine and the other one is feminine. Cuánto, masculine, cuánta is feminine. And let's see how we use it. ¿Cuánto dinero tienes? Dinero, it's a masculine noun, so it needs to agree. The question word needs to agree with the masculine noun. ¿Cuánto dinero? How much money do you have? But then we have ¿cuánta tarea tienes? La tarea, it's feminine, so ¿cuánta needs to agree with the feminine noun. ¿Cuánta tarea tienes? How much homework do you have? Luego tenemos ¿cuántos? ¿Cuántas? How many? How many? ¿Cuántas clases tienes? So here again, las clases is feminine, so the question word needs to be feminine. feminine. And this one will always be plural because it's how many. It's always like, you cannot say ¿cuánta clase tienes? It's really just, it needs to be in the plural form. We need to ask that question in the plural form. Why? That's why it's always in the plural form. ¿Cuántos, cuántas? Okay, it doesn't matter if you say, oh, solo tengo una, I just have one. The question will always be in the plural form. Okay, so ¿cuántas clases tienes? How many classes do you have? Right? And then ¿cuántos? I flipped these two. ¿Cuántos libros tienes? So libros, los libros. ¿Cuántos? Masculine, right? ¿Cuántos libros tienes? How many books do you have? You can say, tengo uno, but the question will always be in the plural form, as I said. Okay, now let's discuss qué versus cuáles, because it can be a little confusing, okay? So the question words qué and cuál are both used to express what is or what are, okay? Although their uses are not interchangeable. So they are used in separate contexts, and that's why you need to learn when to use both of them, like when, in which cases you have to use each of them. So number one, to state a general information or to ask for a definition or an explanation, use qué. Let's see here. For an explanation, ¿qué es un email? ¿Qué es un email? What's an email? So you would explain what an email is, right? O ¿qué es un email? Es un mensaje. It's a message that you get directly on your inbox or your computer or your smart device or something, right? You explain what an email is. And then something in general. ¿Qué serie quieres ver? So here it's general. You're asking ¿qué serie, as in TV show, right? TV show. ¿Qué serie quieres ver out of all of the series TV shows that are out there? Which one do you want to watch? Right? I'm not giving you a choice. It's like out of all of them, which one are you interested in watching? Which one do you want to watch? Okay? And that's when we use ¿qué? When it's general in this case, or to ask for an explanation. What is something? Right? And then we have number two, to ask for specific details or information, use cuáles. Specific information, right? ¿Cuál es tu email? ¿Cuál es tu email? What's your email? So you're asking for information. You want to send this person an email, and then you want to know what their email address is. So that's information. It's not a definition. It's not an explanation. It's information. You want to know what that email address is so you can send an email. Okay? ¿Cuál es tu email? And then we have something more specific. Notice number 2 here, it was very general. ¿Qué serie quieres ver? Which TV series you want to watch. But here it's more specific. So, ¿cuál serie quieres ver? Friends or Modern Family? So, what TV show do you want to watch? This one or that one? So, in this case, you're being more specific. You're giving a choice. So, it's like, which one of these two or which one of these do you want to watch? So, it's more specific. And it's not talking about all of the series out there. Okay, and this is how we end our lesson for today. Please make sure that if you need to watch it again, just go ahead and watch it again, pause it, take notes, and do what you have to do so you can understand the material. Thank you. Bye-bye.